Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for showing up here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us. And that means so much because we have got to discuss what is going on in Mississippi with the hanging of these two innocent young black men and what appears to be reporting, but looking more like a cover up. Welcome, guys. You know what to do. Come on in, take your shoes off at the door, grab a pair of fuzzy socks out of the basket, kick your feet up, and let's get in here and talk about it. Shout out to my girl Kay Lig, the headmaster. We couldn't do it without her. You guys read the disclaimers. Let me put them up. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. You know what to do. Leave your shoes at the door, grab a pair of fuzzy socks out of the basket, and take a seat on the couch. Won't you stay a while? Content warning, we will be discussing sensitive topics. Please care for yourself and log off if needed. You're not alone. Mental health, the phone number to text or call is 988. The domestic abuse hotline is 800-799-7233. Here at the Dopest Nerd, we want to do responsible reporting. I got a few house cleaning duties to do. First of all, shout out to my people in the nosebleed seats. My new glasses still haven't arrived, guys. I'm rocking the Dollar Trees, but I got some housekeeping. Shout out to Lisa Bruno, Mocha B. Shout out to the people in the nosebleeds, people in the bushes, the people luxuriating on their couch, their bed, wherever you are watching us from. We appreciate you for being here. Shout out to the people behind the wall, wherever you may find yourself. We appreciate you. We love you. And make sure you check that your post notifications are on. Check to make sure that your notifications are on all so that every time we go live, you are notified so you can be in the house with us, your Nerd Herd family. And won't you join our family? Won't you become a subscriber? Go ahead. It doesn't cost anything. It's free 99. Shout out to Archangel Michael coming in with the tithes and offerings at the top of the sermon. Come on in, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love here and present. Asheo. And we wouldn't want it any other way, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to Auntie Leah, Honey Bee, LA Chic. Hey, Nisi Pooh, Mocha B. And everybody. Make sure y'all throw some Panamanian flags in the chat. Hey, I ain't even got to tell Honey Bee. For our headmaster, Miss Kay Lig herself, y'all see her tithes and offering at the bottom, $ KAYLIGG. And let's get started. There are a lot of things going on in this world, but I do want to say something. I want to say something to, so typically it is not my desire to be gone this long, but there are so many things going on in the world. And, you know, some of these things are triggering me. It's not about who was injured or who was shot and unalived, because I care and have empathy for anyone who I'm a survivor of gun violence. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you, Leah. I'm a survivor of gun violence. So it's the gun violence that triggered me. Now, you know, guys, I am quite verbose. For those who may not be familiar with some of the terms I use, Google. Use Google. But verbose just means I talk. I'm very detailed. I'm very nuanced in my talking. If there's any, I'm quite eloquent, and I go in. Hey, not your angel. I talk. I expound on my points of view. Now, I respect everyone. I would like people to respect me. Is everyone going to do so? No. I know just as much as I have people that are subscribers that are here because they love me, we also got some looking assholes too that are just here to watch, you know, monitoring spirits coming to watch and listen. Monitoring spirits, I get it. You came here with one agenda. You hated me. You just came to luck and peep. And then you found yourself falling in love. I get it. It's okay. You found yourself getting worthwhile information that's beneficial to your life. And you just feel compelled to come and look. You know, in your mind, you haven't reconciled it. You're saying, I'm on the same agenda. I don't really like her. I'm just going to see, going to keep an eye on her. We'll see what kind of mashugana she's getting on with. But you have your notepad and your pen as well. Now, what I do have a problem with, people who's supposed to be about this nerd herd family that's trying to pluck my nerve. Now, I would call this person out because they really crossed the line with me. And this is somebody who I gave my number to in the early days of this channel. But, and I'll tell you, sometimes it was arduous, sometimes it was tough, but I understand that people are going through. So I make room and I give license. I give grace and mercy for those who may be in need of a listening ear, of erstwhile consultation and consult. People come to me for consult. I charged them for that, but I didn't do it with this individual because she was going through and she truly needed it. However, she went so far over the line that she plucked my mother nerve. And so while I'm not going to call your name because you would love that attention, don't you ever in your long-legged life. Now, on the Charlie Kirk episode, when I talked about I was simply reporting the news, when I became emotional, it was because during the episode, and I gave disclaimers. I said, listen, I am in no uncertain terms am I a fan of Charlie Kirk. I said he was vile, he was disrespectful, he was out of pocket, he was wrong on so many levels. Exactly. You guys know, you were here. It was during that telecast where someone sent me the actual footage of the shooting. And I was so affected, so traumatized, and so emotionally spent. I was so triggered by watching because I saw the look on his face, and I know what it looks like to see someone fire a gun at you and it get ready to hit you. That kind of, oh no, that I saw that on his face. When he reached out and grabbed his neck, I saw that look. I said over and over again, I am not here to big up or any of that, Charlie Kirk. What I'm here to talk about is to report the news and to say no one should have to be subject to this type of violence to your body. A lot of people can report the stories. They can come on YouTube, flap their guns and all of that because they've never been shot. But when you've been shot and you saw that thing come at you, or you were conscious when it hit you and you grabbed your nose and you knew you was out of here or potentially out of here, it hits different. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. It hits different. So for this person who I checked for, who I gave my person, you know how many people on this channel want my number and they ain't got it? I let you have my number. Many times you call me and aggravate all good conscience out of me. And my daughter and her friends are always like, oh my God. She's like, Mommy, you're so patient. You're so kind. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why do you, Mommy, sometimes you just got to cut people off. You just got to say, okay, I got to go. But I understand who I am and whose I am, and that the Most High has called me as a vessel to this earth. How dare you? How dare you? And you know who you are. You know who I'm talking to. How dare you text my phone with that disrespectful message you sent me? How dare you? How dare you send me a message talking about, oh, after the show, I went and looked up. You over here on the internet crying over this. Listen, I am thanking the Most High that I am a woman of God, and I'm going to continue to walk this kingdom walk. But all I'm going to tell you is you better be happy you ain't get old school Brooklyn Ab. You better be happy you got Natanya. Mature, grown, level-headed Natanya. Because, baby, if this was some years back, and I don't even mean pre-shot, I mean post-shot, before I was on my kingdom walk, before I was crip walking on my kingdom walk, baby, let me tell you something. I would have called you everything but a child of God, and not by text, baby. I give my verbals verbally, okay? Don't you ever in your long-legged life bring your tail over here. Don't say nothing in my chat. Now, I can't keep you off of the internet, but don't say nothing in my chat. Have nothing to say in my chat. And yes, I blocked you. And I'm not even a blocker. I like to let people sit and watch my rise. But you, you pass your place with me. So you gone. I had a block party with you, boo. You know, they were Brooklyn block parties back. You got a Brooklyn block party. Don't you ever say another word in my chat. I'm not playing. If you say something in my chat, I won't stop you from watching the internet. But you say something in my chat, I'm gonna block your ass out this channel. I ain't gonna. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say no more. Now, guys, how are you? How has the nerd herd been? How have you guys been? Put a 1 in the chat if you are having a great week, and put a 2 in the chat if things could be better. We're going to say a little prayer for those who things could be better and the ones who are having a great week before we get started, because this is a very sensitive topic, and it is quite the topic, if I must say so myself. Come on, guys, drop it in the chat. Oh, you having a tough week, Michael? Well, I'm about to pray. I'm about to say a prayer, cover us with prayer, because these topics are quite sensitive. You too, honeybee? Oh, yes, K-Leg, that pinky toe. Stepped on that pinky toe. And you know I don't play about that pinky toe. You could have stepped on the big toe, maybe the middle toe, the point toe, whatever. I would have let you slide. But since you stepped on that pinky toe, you have put. I warned y'all about that pinky toe. Oh, listen. Let me tell you something. I do not play. And that person, she know. I don't block anybody. You, Lisa, you know. People be coming in here with their mess. I'll be like, don't block them. Leave them. Let them stay. Let them stay. You know I don't. This person, you better not let me see you typing in my chat. So help me God. And I don't want to have to drag you on this internet, because I will. I can and I will. Now, that's all I'm going to say about it, and I ain't going to say no more. Let's get to this unfortunate incident with this young man these 2 young men, one from Delta State University, so there's a multitude of things taking place. But one of which that bothered me the most about this case is that there was a newscast that took place, and to hear, I believe he was from the university. You having a good week, LA Chic? I'm very happy about it. Let me say my prayer first. Hold on. We're going to come together. Matter of fact, let me cover us in the 91st Psalm, because y'all know that's Grandma's favorite psalm, and it covers a multitude of things. So in a time like this, I think we need the covering. I want to cover the family, those who are going through. Those who just need the covering, those who are enduring, because listen, none of us are above enduring, but for the grace of God, there go I, okay? But for the grace of God, everybody is going through something, and we want to make sure that we do what we have to do to cover our family. So I'm going to read the 91st Psalm to cover us as we discuss this extremely sensitive topic, and, and go forth and to cover everyone who's enduring some sort of trauma, tragedy, or just a bump on hump day. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by day, nor for the arrow that flieth, the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, and keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy and show him my salvation. And I want to make sure that you guys know that you are loved, know that you are covered, and that whatever you're going through, you can come here and go through it with your Nerd Herd family. We are here with you, and we will neither leave you or forsake you. Now, this case is one of, first of all, particular interest because of, and we're not going to, for one, I will not approach this topic with the mentality that this is not somehow connected to the events that have taken place in this past week. Immediately after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, there were, and you know this hit me hard, there were black college campuses were on lockdown, 2 of which in the same state as my daughter's, not that far from her. So I'm pissed off about this because we have nothing to do with this case. This is chickens coming home to roost. This is a man who was vile, disrespectful, inflammatory, needlessly racist, and just an antagonistic individual who was a race hustler. Make no mistake, Charlie Kirk was a race hustler. He figured out that this was a shill game. He's a grifter, just like his homeboy in the White House, The Apprentice. He's a chief grifter, and he figured out I can grift these racists by spewing racist rhetoric, and they'll give me money. And that is exactly what they did, to the tune of millions of dollars. It was a shill game, a 3-card money game, find a red card, shuffling cards. He's a grifter, just like his homeboy, The Apprentice. As soon as he was unfortunately shot and unalived, oh, I'm sorry. My chat is not scrolling. Margie needs prayer. Are you okay, Margie? Where's Fluffy? I didn't see it. Margie? I didn't see you in the chat. My apologies. Well, maybe you're not in the chat, but I got it. Let me say a prayer for Margie. You know my prayer. First of all, Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, thus saith the Lord. But Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the rulers of darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Whatever has come upon you, my sister, and come against you, know that it is not flesh and blood. I don't care if it comes in the form of a flesh and blood human. It is most definitely spiritual. It is a spiritual demonic attack because you have the faith of a mustard seed and you are walking as a woman of God on your kingdom journey, and the devil has been trying to throw you off kilter and he has not succeeded. Our God is not the author of confusion. And so he is not a man that he should lie. He said he will come to prosper you and not to harm you. And if anybody is presenting themselves to you in a harmful manner and making life uncomfortable for you, that is not a flesh person. That is the spirit. Okay, but even, thank you. She's not here, but I know she needs the, well, you said she needs the prayer, and she will catch us on the replay. And I just want you to know we love you, Margie, and we're here for you. You know, we got our Fluffy on, I got my Fluffy on my back. All of us, the whole nerd herd. And thank you, Michael, for letting us know that. And yes, you are correct. On the same day, the Senate voted 51 no and 49 yes to the Epstein list. What it tells you is, well, as the old people used to say, birds of a feather flock together. And so, you know, they are trying to protect. And I just hope that everyone can witness and understand that everything we've ever been told in this country by the government or anyone government related, i.e. the school system or wherever, has been a lie. If you are watching in real time, if you look at your history books or you think of what your education you learned in school, and there were all these horrific things that took place, and you read about it in a history book and it came out one way or the other, you are living that history now that someone shall read in the future. Everything they told us was a lie. They are liars. And so I've been saying forever and a day, since way before this channel, and everywhere I've been, I always say, deprogram your mind and reprogram it. Deprogram it from all the lies and reprogram yourself with the truth. And that is what I come here to give you guys. The truth, and the truth will set you free. Please definitely let Margie know that we are praying for her. We are praying for you, my love. And let me just hit the disclaimer because the headmaster said so. The views and opinion expressed by the Dopest Nerd are protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. That's right. There you go, Auntie Leah. Auntie Leah said, I shared the live. Did you? Thank you, sis. Guys, make sure you share this live telecast right now. Share it out to people. You see these numbers been low. Listen, honey, your girl been spewing that good, okay? Giving y'all all this good information. You know how the YouTubes be. Now, if I was twerking by the milk, I have 1 million viewers. But because I'm giving y'all healing remedies and good stuff to heal your mind, body, soul, spirit, and flesh, I don't know why our count is so low. Our count is never this low, but whatever. You know, in all fairness, your girl been healing. I've been healing because I got to protect my peace too. When you're an empath, you have to protect your peace. You take on the energies of the world and in an intent manner. So life, absolutely been life in Naima. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's a 2. I'm sorry, my love. I pray that all is well. I covered y'all in prayer. Hopefully you'll get up to that part shortly where the prayer is. That's right. Don't stop. Keep it moving. That's right. Cognitive dissonance is what has happened. That's indeed, Michael. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, America's under God's judgment. But let me just remind y'all of something. What did I say? Did I not say that God gave me a prophecy 3.5 years ago? You know who? Life will fall apart. He will try to unalive himself, and Babylon will fall. America is Babylon. Among other realms, America is Babylon, and it is under judgment, big time. It's falling. Everything is deconstructing. Everything that we knew as normalcy and order is deconstructing on its face. But like I always say, every superpower nation has fallen except America. It's her time. Just make sure you prepare yourself and you're ready to go somewhere, you and your peoples. We're going to discuss that on another episode. But a young man named Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree on a campus near the, I said it the other day, I'm sick of hearing pickleball. Pickleball has to be a code word for something. I'm telling you, I've lived 55 years. I never heard the word pickleball before Jamie Foxx's daughter said, my father's okay, he's playing pickleball. I never heard that term before that. If you know the term pickleball past 2 years ago, put a 3 in the chat. And now they are overusing the term pickleball. I'm telling you, we live, you know, the American language is for spell casting. That's why they call when you're learning in school, you learn your ABCs, what do they call it? Spelling. Because the American language was created to cast spells. Almost every word you use, if you look in Black's Law Dictionary, that word does not mean that thing. There is a real meaning for it. So just know that. But a young man named Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts on the Delta State University campus on Monday morning. Delta State is in Mississippi. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Cleveland, Mississippi. And there were, according to reports, this that I'm quoting from is NBC News. According to reports, there were welcome back banners and from the Chamber of Commerce and all of that. And this young man was hanging from the tree. Now, how I came to know about this story And his name, let's put some respect on his name. His name was DeMar Travion Reed. They called him Trey. He was a 21-year-old black student. And as I stated, he was found hanging from a tree. Now, this is a problem on for a number of reasons. What up, Reggie? I ain't leaving you out, brother. How you doing? Greetings, my love. It's a problem for a number of reasons. Whenever the colonizers are upset about something, whenever there was a victory for, blacks in society, whenever there is advancements or whenever white people take a setback, white supremacists, because we have white people that we love here in our channel, whenever white supremacists and colonizers have a setback, they take it out on melanated beings. And lynchings are how they redeem themselves. It's like a narcissist. When you hear people say, oh, everybody uses the term narcissist, because a narcissist can only be happy if they have narcissistic supply. Narcissistic supply is when a narcissist, let's use the example of poking a bear. They poke the bear, keep poking the bear, and eventually the bear turns around with his, well, let's move the bear. You keep poking the bear and the bear goes, argh. The narcissist only feels good when the bear growls because they know they've aggravated the bear. They feel good when the bear growls, and they've harassed the bear so much the bear feels defenseless against their aggravation. Now, the difference is when that bear starts to come out of that spell and gets his sea legs and he reaches out with his claws and scratches your face off your head, well then, narcissists stop. Eventually, you got to be that bear and scratch people's face off. We have to stop taking this. There has been such an overwhelming amount of coverage about Charlie Kirk, and yet a young black man is found hanging in a tree, and there's very abysmal coverage. The coverage is minimal at best. And then that was followed up with the hanging of another young man, which is absolutely disgusting. The other young man, I'm going to give you his name right now. My apologies. I had them in front of me and I walked away from the second young man's name is, and actually, Trey Reed is from Grenada, a Caribbean child. Well, he's a man, but a Caribbean young man. Not that that makes it, but Corey Zucatis. He was 36 of Brandon, was also found later that day near a casino in Vicksburg. This is lynching. I don't care what someone wants to call it. This is unequivocally lynching. And it's disgusting. It's reprehensible. We cannot tolerate this. We must all cry aloud and spare not. Because guess what? When you stay quiet and silent in the face of things like this, then you make it possible for your child or even yourself to be susceptible to this. These Black young people who are going to get their education and doing the right thing as society says they should do, or honoring their own pursuit of education and going to school, they complete high school, they go to college, and they're trying to spread their wings and fly. And because a racist was killed by one of his own, the call is coming from inside the house, America. This is chickens coming home to roost. I'm talking cock-a-doodle-doo. This is chickens coming home to roost. These are homegrown terrorists that you never want to classify as terrorists, but they are a product of your people. You made them. And instead of the people, the powers that be, the alphabet boys, trying to solve these cases, they're out here spewing rhetoric, keeping up foolishness. Now, for the gentleman that I watched in the press conference to say, and I believe he was from the college, to say out of his mouth, we believe there was no foul play, when it has been reported that this young man had broken, both his arms and legs were broken. No foul play. Do you mean the same kind of no foul play like when the reporter that was breaking down the entire LA drug smuggling thing. He was shot 2 times in the back of his head and y'all called it a suicide? That kind of no foul play? Because what gives? What gives? We cannot tolerate this kind of behavior. We cannot sit silent. Anyone who is a parent, and whether you're a parent or not, you've been a kid, you've been a young person. There is no action that you can do for which in America, the punitive measure is to be hung from a tree. This is an act of rage. This is an act, 2 in the same state. 2 in the same state within a week or within a few days. This is under no circumstance a coincidence. This is, Mississippi has a long history of this sort of behavior. Okay? And so anyone who believes for 1 second that this is just some chance occurrence or that these 2 young black men, how come the white guys never hang themselves? How come it's never a young white man found hanging? In the last few years, around the pandemic, and go, hey, what's up, Odell? What's up, my brother? How you doing? I didn't even see you in the chat. Around the last few years, there have been quite a number of suspicious and yet to be fully investigated hangings that have been called intentional unalivings, self-harm. We know that's not the truth. So according to the Clarion Ledger, it says an investigation is ongoing into the death of 2 Mississippi men found hanging. What we know. 2 passings in Mississippi are in the national spotlight. A black student at Delta State University. I don't know why they're calling this man a white homeless man, because that boy Afro was bigger than big. So I don't know why they calling him a white homeless man. That's a black guy. But you know, they pick and choose when they want that 1 drop rule to work. In Vicksburg, where both were found unalived on Monday, September 15th, hanging from trees. Wait a minute, they were both found the same day? I thought it was a few days apart. You're right, LA Chic. It sounds exactly like the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. Demar Travion Trey Reed, 21, of Grenada, was found early in the day on the DSU campus in Cleveland, Mississippi. Police initially ruled the passing a suicide. Corey Zucatis, 36, of Brandon, also was found later in the day near a casino. Vicksburg police are still investigating his passing. Both cases have drawn national attention, with civil rights organizations like the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and Southern Poverty Law Center calling for increased scrutiny and thorough investigations. The passings are being treated with suspicion on social media, with some users referencing Mississippi's dark history with lynching. Some users are spreading allegations about both cases that investigators say aren't accurate. Investigators couldn't possibly know what at the time of this writing, and I watched a press conference that was not that long ago, they had not even begun the autopsy. The autopsy was scheduled for later in the day from when this news brief that I saw came out. And so how are you even speaking to the merits of the case when there has not been a legal determination by the medical examiner? To say there's no foul play is very preemptive. And it's just reminiscent of all the cover-ups. Everything is no foul play. Every time a cop stops a black person and they somehow end up unalived, it was always, I felt threatened for my safety. He made me feel threatened. He resisted. It's when you watch them on the body cameras and the person is laying flat on the floor, handcuffed behind their back, knees on back and knees on all types of places. The person's neck is broken and they are motionless, and the cop is screaming, stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. They're saying that for the benefit of the camera, for the audio, to convince those who won't watch that this person was posing some sort of risk. But we know what this is. These are all ploys. These are ploys. The loss of Trey Reed has been and continues to be devastating for the Delta State community. DSU President Dan Ennis said in a news conference on Wednesday, he said how Trey was discovered has stirred emotions across the U.S. and reiterated that while the coroner's report showed no, that's not true. It's not the coroner's report, because the coroner is going to do the autopsy. And when he did that report, I watched him say the coroner has not done the autopsy yet. So this is nonsense. That assessment was made by the police. The police are not qualified, have not taken a coroner or medical examiner's certification course to be qualified to determine whether something has foul play or not. There's an investigative process that has to take place, and he deserves the respect of having that investigative process go forward before people just make wanton assumptions that there was no foul play. His parents deserve the respect. Let me finish this. And reiterated that the coroner's report showed no signs of foul play. This reaction is about emotions and feelings, which is nonsense. And that's actually not what he said, because I watched the press conference. He did say the emotions and feelings, but he didn't say the coroner's. He said the preliminary reports, which were police reports. Ennis and campus police said DSU is safe, but people keep calling the campus to harass and verbally abuse anyone who answers the phone in relation to the on-ramp. See, okay, this Clarion Ledger is lying, because I watched that. What he said was people are calling in threats to the school campus, and that there are currently students on the campus that deserve, hey, Fluffy, what's up, my love? There are students on campus that deserve to be able to go to school, and without the school campus having threats. He is to understand where these threats are coming from. These threats ain't coming from us. We ain't the ones that call a school and threat. And instead, the student workers are often who answer the phone. See, this, he must be referring to some other press conference, because he absolutely is not referring to the one I watched. I watched that thing thoroughly up and through. He spoke, and then the police officer spoke. He didn't say any of that. So I'm not going to repeat any of that. Hey, love. How you doing, everybody? Hey, Keisha. Hey, ain't no party till Keisha's in the house. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Fluffy. And anyone else whose name went up. LA Chic said, what makes one think that justice will be different now? I pray for all and let God deal with the justice part. Man will never do justice the way God will. Indeed, but here's the deal. God will do his justice, and it's not incumbent upon us to serve justice the way God is going to serve, but you still are due justice on this earth. Because I guarantee you, if it was a black person who did what they did to Charlie Kirk, baby, he would have been under the jail. Y'all know we got that statement. Under the jail means they mete out their version of justice instantaneously and immediately. And if we take that posture in that position, it means people just going to get away with whatever and do what they want. And we're not playing that game, or we're not playing that game. We know the term under the jail, because that is, if you ask a person, they say, oh, such and such did something, where they going to put him? When he go to jail, where they going to put him? Every black person will say under the jail, because we know there's a different level of justice, but it doesn't make it okay. We know it's not okay. I don't want to conflate. We know it's not okay, but I don't want to ever sit back and act like we're just going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate that. It's all good, right, Sound Studio? I know you be on your 2 times. Who was the man found dead at Delta State? Police and the university have identified DeMar Travion Trey Reed, 21, of Grenada, as the black man found deceased. In a statement released via their attorney, Vanessa J. Jones, his family said Reed was joyful and loving. The Clarion Ledger normally does not reveal the names of those who passed away by suicide, but the University of 2700 announced the name in a public setting. Reed's body was found early Monday. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court of Governor's dormitories. Delta State University Police Chief Michael L. Peeler said his department was notified at 7:05 a.m. According to a statement from the Office of Bolivar County Coroner Randall Seals Jr., the Cleveland Department notified their office of the body at 7:32 a.m. September 16th, the coroner's office was on the scene at 8:08 a.m. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is representing the family, and he noted students and relatives have questions that need to be answered, and he plans to work with a number of civil rights organizations to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation. And here's another dichotomy that I found to be very strange and alarming, and I want to offer some advice to everyone who has, especially college-age students. While your child is away at college, a multitude of things can occur. Even when you look at how the college deals with parents, they start to create an adversarial role between the learning institution and the parents by telling you, oh, I can't answer any questions. Your child is an adult. But the minute your child get in trouble, they calling you, come get this month. Okay? So I don't know what that's about, but they try to create, yes, Naima, strange fruit. Listen, I grew up with a stepfather who was a jazz musician. I know strange fruit very, very, very well. And I'm going to tell you something. The Nina Simone version is good, but also Billie Holiday. I first became aware of the Billie Holiday version of the song. And Billie Holiday is like my favorite singer. But I first came about the Nina Simone version is equally chilling. It is chilling. Strange fruit. Blood on the leaves and blood on the root. If it wasn't for YouTube and their copyright striking, I would play it, but I don't need no problems. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share this video. It's important. Trey Reed was a young man full of promise and warmth, deeply loved and respected by all who knew him. Crump said his family and the campus community deserve a full independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. I stand with the family, and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations in pursuing transparency and answers for Trey's family. Now, there was a weird dichotomy that I noticed while Mr. Ennis was speaking. He kept saying, we have been speaking to the next of kin. And I know kin doesn't always mean family, but we were going by the person put down on the form by the student as next of kin. If this student is from Grenada, which is a Caribbean island, and not within the contiguous United States of America, the dichotomy of them putting down a person, the name of a person stateside in case of emergency was just through convenience. They are trying to meticulously now, we can only speak to the person who they put down on the paper. Like, you think this is the time for you to act adversarial with the family when they sent their child to you and paid you tuition? You don't think this 18-year-old got no money to pay tuition, do you? When they paid you money for this young man to attend your institution of higher learning, you want to act adversarial now, like, oh, well, he put someone else's name on the paper, so we have to respect him even when he's gone. Excuse me, he put that name down contingent upon the fact that if he fell and hurt his knee or had an asthma attack, y'all will call that individual because that individual was closer to the school. Not in the event that he was dead. I'm certain that this young man didn't think that that was going to be his next of kin in the event that he was unalive. And if this next of kin he put down, some friend or some whatever that lived closer to the school than his family, if they are not, because I keep seeing these nuances about the family needs information and, oh, we're speaking with the next of kin. They're making a distinction, and that is dastardly. There is nowhere in America, if a young white kid was found unalived on the school campus, that they would make this distinction and be like, oh, we're only going to, if he put his friend Bobby on the paper, you're going to tell me you're going to only give information to Bobby, not his family? That thing ends when that parent shows up to collect their child's body. And I think it's very disingenuous and disheartening to know that you are withholding vital information from the parents in the interest of, oh, he put his friend Bobby or whoever on the paper. This is absolute and utter foolishness and disrespect. And that just exacerbates what's going on, because apparently the family is not getting clear and concise information. I think this is sick. And I'm going to advise for all of you who have children, especially in the undergraduate space on college campuses, you need to have a durable power of attorney on your child. The durable power of attorney is to cover their financial situations and medical. A durable medical power of attorney and financial power of attorney. That way, in the event anything happens to your adult child on that campus, that school is accountable directly to you. You can write it up from the get-go to be you can be their power of attorney for the years that they're expected to be in school. And once they graduate, you can turn it back over. But everyone should have a durable power of attorney. And because what happens is you are designating someone that can speak for you on your behalf in the event you cannot speak for yourself. You cannot make your point and your attention and your decisions known for yourself on your own behalf. In the event you are incapacitated, this person can make decisions for how you are treated to make sure and ensure that you are given. Listen, if you don't have a durable power of attorney, they can decide we ain't gonna fight for him. You better have someone eloquent with knowledge. And like I said to you, like I say all the time, designate a family spokesperson. Your family spokesperson is not necessarily your mother or your sister or your cousin. Your family spokesperson is the person who can stand before media, the police, and all relevant parties and espouse the point of view, the collective point of view of the family. Give a concise, clear message to whoever needs to hear it, and be free from the emotion of sometimes the parent is there and they're trying to express themselves as it pertains to what has happened to their child. And they are unable to speak. They're mired in emotion, which is justifiably understandable. And they can't talk and they're not, listen, don't put yourself in that predicament. Designate a family spokesperson. It could be a good family friend. It could be a cousin. It could be the lady across the street, anybody, but designate someone who has the ability to stand flat-footed and get your point across. This society discounts and pushes to the side anyone who can't express themselves thoroughly, succinctly, clearly, and unequivocally. You must put your foot down. If you call to get information on your child and they're like, unfortunately, I'm sorry, you weren't they didn't have you as the next of kin, you better be able to unequivocally expound on, look here, mister, I gave you my child alive and you sending him back dead. Play games if you want to. You're going to give me this information. I wish the hell you would be giving my information to some kid, some friend that lived off campus or something. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. And this adds further insult to injury and harm to the family in their period of mourning and grieving. And I'm disgusted with it. Be sure to share this live, guys. Yes, it is, Keisha. It's about the two young men in Mississippi that were both found hung. That's right, Not Your Angel. Billie Holiday was actually arrested because of that song. Absolutely. They were livid. But again, we see when you point out somebody's shortcomings, a colonizer's shortcomings, they lose their mind. And that movie that was done about Billie Holiday some years ago, that's starring Andra Day, was fantastic. It gave us the real story of what she endured at the expense of helping her people. A lot of people don't know Billie Holiday funded a lot of money for the civil rights movements and people that were fighting to just preserve legacy and rights for Black people. Billie Holiday gave a lot of money to them. And so did, Nina Simone. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised about it. Here's the thing. I used to call into some talk radio shows. That's how I ended up having K-Leg put it in the chat, guys. Here's the link to Strange Fruit. Put up the Billie Holiday version and the Nina Simone version too. Keisha said, I'm glad my baby decided to stay home rather than a college dorm. This is not real. This is not the real story. Of course, they're going to withhold. LA Chic said, please play that our young adults don't take to the streets. It's what they want to happen. Absolutely. They want to force a civil war in this country. They're trying everything. They're absolutely trying everything. And we have to be steadfast and talk to our people. But guys, not just your young people on campuses, all of you need to have a durable medical power of attorney. Designate someone in your family that you trust to be your durable power of attorney for your financial needs, but as well as to be able to speak on your behalf in the event that you are incapacitated and cannot make decisions for yourself. Listen to me. If you don't have a durable power of attorney, medical and financial, they will do what they want with your money and they will do what they want with your body. You will become a science project. You will become the new hospital guinea pig. And if you think they're fighting for you, the joke is on you. Hey, Calvina, how are you? Let me give the disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by the Dopest Nerd are protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Oh, they absolutely will learn when that lawsuit hits. You are 100% right, honeybee, because this is abysmal. Like, I'm just disgusted. I'm just disgusted. Yeah, you hit it on the nose. They want us fighting one another so that they can justify instituting martial law. That's exactly what it is. And I you know, what's happening is this country, they saying one was white and one was black. No, darling. No, darling. You see the one they saying is white? The boy have an afro. That ain't, they pick and choose when they want that one drop rule to exist. Hey, Tia, how you doing, my love? They pick and choose when they want that one drop rule. Let me show y'all who they calling. That's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. Y'all see this thumbnail. Now, they pick and choose when they want to designate someone as white or black. What's white about this guy? He may have one white parent. You see that afro? Do you see this afro? That afro contains melanin. They pick and choose when they want you to be white. By calling him white, that's what since when a homeless person hanging himself? Don't nobody live longer than homeless people. People that are unhoused seem to have longevity. They look like they're enduring all measure of medical issues, and they be up and down that street. They out early in the morning when you're leaving for work, and they there once you walk the dog late at night. Please. We don't have a history of homeless people. Nobody got hope like a homeless person. They are living unhoused on the side of the road, collecting items that they find hither and yon, to and fro, bringing it to their campsite. They keep hope alive. If we should only have the faith of a mustard seed like unhoused people. There is no history of unhoused people committing suicide. Don't nobody got faith like them. You know what it takes to live on the side of the road where everybody's passing by and you are not protected by four walls and a ceiling, and you're exposed to the elements and people and everything. Who got faith like unhoused people? These people have no history of what you said. That's the wrong picture. That's the picture they put up of this young man. This picture has been circulating online. What picture do you have? Hey, Leilani, how are you? Empath, yes, right sounds. Empaths need breaks, baby. Because, baby, when I tell you the plucketh of the nerve that I got from one of our supposed to be nerd herd family that I'm thinking is a troll now, I'm almost certain it's a troll. Hey, Joy to the world. How you doing? She said, hey, Natanya, mods, and chat. Yep, I'm up late. I'm late. Didn't get the notification. Listen, check your notifications. Even if you have subscribed, because I can see the subscriber count fluctuating, going up and down, up and down. I know people are being, I used to hear a lot of YouTube content creators saying, I don't know why a bunch of people on my channel keep saying they got unsubscribed. It's YouTube. I'm certain of it. YouTube has something to do with it because I see that number fluctuating. And it doesn't make any sense. Shout out to Leilani, a member for 4 months. Shout out to you, Leilani, the nerd herd, the real nerd herd station. Asheo. Thank you for being a member for 4 months, my love. Shout out to LA Chic, a member for 9 months. Hey. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, my love. Look at that. I love my family. I love this nerd herd family. Hey, Luna. What up, Nisi Poo? Luna said, hey, nerd herd. I'm not sure how long I'll stay today, but the topic is really heavy for me. I hope everyone is taking care of their mental health. War on the psyche is real. Asheo, indeed. Please put up our disclaimers. We love you for that, my sister. K-Leg, let me have the disclaimers about the mental health, please. Yeah. Michael said, look at the world. England and Indonesia riots and protests. And France. Don't forget France, baby. Oh, France is drowning, honey. Do y'all know what's happening in France? Baby, they're burning France down. France turned it upside down. You know why? Because France doesn't create anything. They're over there being considered luxury. Come to Europe and go to Paris and go to Paris. Go to Nice. Go to all parts of France. Well, France don't create nothing. They don't even make the French fries. They create nothing. All they do is suck on the teat of the African nations. And now that these African nations, Burkina Faso with General Ibrahim Traore, shout out to him. Niger, Mali, all of these places cutting France off. France is over there drowning, baby. Okay? Nothing. They're even going through issues now where they're not able to maintain and pay governmental workers and things like that. So that's what happened when you colonize and grift for eternity and you think it's going to run forever. And then somebody say, oh, wait, you know what? Nope, not going to be able to do it. Now you're over there starving. Because in all this time you was colonizing, it never occurred to y'all to think of being able to produce something. Y'all don't even create French toast or French fries. Nothing. But that's what you get. It's chickens coming. Listen, the great reset is upon us. The great reset is upon us. You better know whose side you on. You better, if you with God, you better profess. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. You better call on God and make sure you know and you're right with him. They have just 5 police officers. What? York, Pennsylvania? Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. Hey, Fluffy, I didn't. Wow. Margie said 5 police officers were just shot in York, Pennsylvania. 3 have passed away and 2 are in critical condition. Listen, y'all, it's going down. It's going down. I hope all of you within the sound of my voice are second. I hope you love all of the amendments of the Constitution, all of the protections that are afforded to you under the Bill of Rights, under the Constitution, you know, freedom of speech, religion, and lawful assembly. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and all your amendments. Indulge in all your amendments and make sure that you using your concrete constitutional amendments to protect your life and liberty and your home, your family, your pursuit of happiness. Protect your domicile. Use those elements, those constitutional amendments that's afforded to you to protect yourself. Because, baby, all this smuttering you've been hearing about the purge, that's what they're trying to do. It's already starting. They said there's something now called cyber 911. There's a term for it. And look, can you look for it and tell me what the exact term is, K-Leg? It is what they're doing is cloning 911 phone numbers and then sending all these, the AI is sending all these reports to the 911 operators of, oh, home breaking over here, liquor store breaking, all these fake reports. And while the cops are diverted to those fake reports, the criminals are going to then do real things in those cities. It's already happening. It's already happening. So please protect yourself before you wrecketh yourself. And here's the thing. Everything that happened after the fact, the shooting in Colorado, the Charlie Kirk incident, all these things, who's doing it? Have they brought one Pookie Man or Ray in? No. No, they have not. No, they have not. And we need to talk about that so-called stabbing, unaliving on the bus or train or whatever it was on, because I think that was a psyop. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe not one bit of it. It's fake. You ever see, listen, they say self-preservation is the law of the land. You ever see somebody get shanked up and they don't even try to fight back? They just put their head down. Nah, man, that thing no real start. That is called a PSYOP. PSYOP is short for psychological operation. Go look it up. Psychological operations are to steal your sense of safety, comfort, and peace. It is fear-mongering for the purposes of control. When people as a society feel like there is wanton violence going on, they will willingly give up and abdicate their right to freedom in exchange for the feeling of safety. Don't go for it. Please don't go for it. I don't buy it at all. There was a reporter who did a deep dive into this Irina chick and decided, oh my God, we feel so bad about this. She was from what, the Ukraine or something. Oh, let me go look up her family. Baby, they said there is no funeral home that has the body. None of that. They said, who is this GoFundMe going to? There's no funeral. There's no police report in Ukraine. There's no she can't even find family. Okay. So don't be fooled. Don't believe you're fooling your lying eyes. Remember, if you ever saw, what is the name of this movie? The Manchurian Candidate, you know, they can make someone appear and not appear. So don't buy it, because to me, I never know somebody could listen. If somebody walked too close to me, there's no way somebody gonna be shanking me in my back and I'm gonna just sit there and put my head between my legs. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Self-preservation is the law of the land. You're gonna fight. In psychology, it's called fight or flight. Don't nobody call it sit down and stay there and take these licks. Nobody calls it that. When your mama was beating your butt, you'll be blocking yourself from the belt. So you're gonna sit there and let somebody stab you? Y'all believe that if y'all want to. I don't believe not one bit of it. Not one. It's a PSYOP. I think empathy does exist, but then there are people who don't respect it. There are people who don't respect it, and that's of issue as well. Yeah. And then the guy literally, Kalik said, if you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel, and it really helps a lot with the algorithm, guys. You know what to do. Be sure to make sure you have hit the like button and share with 1 or 2 or 10. Also, share it to your socials. Right said, no one unalives in a public space this way unless they're trying to get back at someone. Indeed, you're right. That's right. Keisha said, it was bad at one point. My grandbaby heard you say, hey, Keisha. She talking to you, Grandma. Yes, indeed. I'm talking to Grandma. Keisha is our home girl. Hey, Grandma. Shout out to Keisha, y'all. Hey, Willie Dillon. How are you, my love? Listen, let me tell you, in the immigration the world is caving in on itself, i.e. Babylon is falling. Now, y'all know me. I ain't one to be like, I told you so. That ain't me. I don't like. However, I told you. Babylon will fall. But you know, people will hear these messages as they choose. Now, in lieu of what Luna said, was it Luna? I think it was Luna. But whoever it was that said they're not sure how long they're going to be here because this is a heavy one for them. The number for the mental health line to call or text if you are in need of mental health assistance is 988. Also, if you are anyone you know is a victim of domestic abuse, the helpline number is 800-799-7233. Again, that number is 800-799-7233. Please, if you are triggered by this conversation, please log off. You can join us on another day. Please protect and take care of your mental health. Seek the help that you need, and we are always going to be here as a Nerd Herd family to support you. If you are in need of any further assistance or you need to reach out to myself or K-Lig, please, K-Lig, drop your email in the chat. Drop the email list in the chat so that they can contact. Or you can contact the show at thedopestnerd@gmail.com. That's THADOPESTNERD@gmail.com. K-Lig will drop it in the chat momentarily. Listen, you better get on the Lord's side and get right with God. That's right, honey, Keisha. Yes, girl. There you go, right sound. So this is why we are so disgusted by this topic. Is it Grenada, Mississippi or Grenada, Caribbean? I thought it was Grenada in the Caribbean. I saying they send they boy kind of far. So Right Sound Studio said, so he broke his arms and legs and somehow still got up in the tree and then somehow wrapped himself in a sheet. These people think we're stupid. Use common sense. That is impossible. Absolutely, unequivocally impossible. Unequivocally. First of all, if you sprain your ankle, you can't walk home. Ain't no way you managed to climb in a tree with broken legs. You can't put pressure on a broken leg. Not substantial enough pressure to climb no tree. They didn't find him with no chair underneath him. So this is nonsense. And especially, how can you hoist yourself up with broken arms? You don't have enough fortitudinal strength to hoist yourself up with broken arms. Like, the insult is just, it's reprehensible. So it's Grenada, Mississippi. I'm sorry. It's Grenada, Mississippi? Okay. I thought they were saying Grenada as in Grenada in the West Indies. Shout out to LA Chic. Thank you, my love. The love offering plate just landed in my lap. Asheo. Thank you for your love offerings, y'all. We passing the plate around. You know, a good disciple is going to sow a seed into the kingdom. You're getting your kingdom blessings and your kingdom word and your good information. Sow a seed. Be a good steward of what God has blessed you with and sow a seed. Your tithes and offerings. I think I'm far back in the chat too. Follow LA Chic. Listen to K-Lig. K-Lig said follow LA Chic with the super chat. K-Lig said time for tithes and offerings. Send your super chat, super stickers, Cash App, and Venmo. And you see K-Lig's tithes plate and offering plate at the bottom of the screen. It is $KAYLIGG. Be sure to drop something in the plate for the dopest headmaster in all of the YouTube land. She keeps us in right and tight. Michael said, yes, look into it. The judge gave a light judgment, and now being a Black woman is having her job reviewed. And this is ongoing. What is that? I must have missed the beginning of the conversation. I'm not sure what it's in reference to. Listen, Right Sound said, so they don't like us, but they sure are making Ben Crump rich. And here's the deal. I think every generation or every time period has a prolific attorney who is a civil rights attorney who will fight for the voiceless. And unfortunately, it will look like making a lot of money and stuff, but and listen, it just goes with the territory. Someone went to school to really get the education and get the knowledge to be able to fight the good fight. Tell them, K-Lig, ain't no Black folks at the pickleball court. I'm just saying. Me too. And people, send your Black children to HBCUs. Stop trying to be where them folks don't want you. Let me tell you something my mother Gloria always say. My mother always say, don't be where they don't want you. Why y'all want to go to PWI so bad is unbelievable and I don't understand. Don't be where you're not wanted. Why y'all keep breaking your neck to go where these people don't want you? You're putting yourself in the way for these people to treat you any kind of way. I don't understand. K-Lig's email is KAYLIGGINS15 Again, that is KAYLIGGINS, like Sam, 15 @gmail.com. Hey, Michelle, how you doing, my love? She said, hello, Natanya, our beautiful sister. Greetings, sis. How are you? Yes, Kaylig said, I thought it was Grenada. I thought so, too. I didn't realize there was a Grenada, Mississippi. Because, you know, these people who plotted out all these lands, they're so talented with the name picking. I mean, these people use in every city, especially in the South, there is when I tell you they reuse them names, street names, and say, child, no creativity. Unless it was based on the recolonization of each one of these territories by the same families, and thus got their names attached to streets, then there's that part too. Yeah, it's nonsense. It adds insult to injury, and it further exacerbates the feeling of stress for the students, his student body, for the community, for his family. I mean, come on. If nothing else, wait until there are some municipalities that will say things like, we cannot discuss an ongoing investigation. I would rather you say that than come out preemptively and say, no foul play. That is absolute, unequivocally crazy. Oh, the train. What did you say, Michael? I scrolled so far. But that your comment was in relation to the train stabbing. Right? Sound Studio said 5 minutes behind. I'm flying. We know you're going to catch up shortly. I will do. Must put into Cash App. Absolutely. Thank you, Michelle, for the super sticker. We appreciate you, my love. Thank you for the tithes and offerings. Michelle said, preach, our sister. Listen, girl, I'm trying to do what the Lord called me to do. I'm trying to do what the Lord called me to do, because you know our Father God, if you walk according to his will and his way, he gonna keep you on his path. Shout out to K-Lig with the PWI, predominantly white institution. Yeah. For those who are not aware of what a PWI is. And thank you, my Willie Dylan, for the $5 love offering for the tithes and offerings. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being a steward of the good works that the Lord blessed you with and sharing it with your church family, your Dopest Nerd church family. Your girl, see the headmaster, baby. The headmaster gonna make sure you are in the know. She said HBCU means historically Black colleges and universities. I would hope that everyone in the nerd herd knew that, but you know, just in case you didn't. Just in case you didn't. Kaylig said, mwah, mwah, mwah. Carrots, carrots, carrots. Ooh, I'm glowing. Michelle said Natanya is glowing. She has the Holy Spirit. You know, Holy Spirit give you that high pro glow. Thank you, my love. Am I glowing? Let me see. Let me look at that little. Okay, then. Really? Thank you. You know, listen, I'm fired up for all of what's going on. What did I just do? I'm fired up about all of what's going on in the world. Like, it's just, I would like. Oh, thank you, Margie. Margie said, Natanya is the chosen one. Thank you, my sister. As are you. As are the entire nerd herd, because that is why we found each other. Birds of a feather flock together. Let me tell you some bars my mother gave me. We were talking about food right before I came on. You know, we were chatting, me, my sister, my mom, my niece, all of us. And my mother was asking me, we were talking about what we were eating. I was like, you know, my kids make fun and they always say that I've turned into you, mommy. She said, yeah, you know, because people will be willing to, my mother gave a bar. My mother said, people like cheap food and expensive clothes. Baby, they will put cheap food into their body and expensive clothes on it. Hey, now if that ain't backwards, don't nobody steal my mother's bar. That is Gloria's bar. If you use it, give credit. Yes, Mississippi has a very reprehensible history of covering up lynchings and just having lynchings all along. I think more lynchings occurred in Mississippi than anywhere else. during the Jim Crow South and all the way through. Hold on one second. I shall return momentarily. Oh, wait. Maybe it's right beside. You can stay there, Kobe. I'm coming right back. Is your girl glowing or what? I had to get that Private Summer, honey. Some of that glow is a little moisture from Private Summer. Some of that glow is a little sweat. But you know, whatever God does, I just call it personal hydration. Yes, Mississippi has a wicked history of lynchings. And unfortunately, they have no problem with covering it up. Unfortunately, because the other gentleman was homeless, we don't seem to have a lot of information regarding his case, and that is disturbing to me. That's really disturbing to me because he does deserve, you know, the same level of coverage and attention to his case. Now, I find it, let me see what time this Clarion Ledger's report was updated. 4:01 Central Time. We already know that to trust the narrative that is given to you by mainstream society. Now listen here. Now listen here. Now listen here. The one who violated, and I said, don't come up in my chat. Don't write in my chat. I done told you. I don't want to out you to society. I told you now. I don't want to have to delete your thing. Don't you write in my chat. You cut off. Don't say hi. You cut off. I do not appreciate nobody disrespecting me, especially if I've extended kindness and all of that. And you know I have. There was no justification, no reason for it. Don't come up in my chat and disrespect me. Y'all know I've been doing this for a while. I am extremely kind, extremely respectful to everyone, even those who don't deserve it. When other channels will curse you out and call you everything but a child of God and say you're blocked and put you out and put on a big show and curse you out, I never do that. When people come up here and disrespect me, I'll be like, don't block them, let them stay. Y'all know that. You know that's consistent with me. Don't come up in my chat after you disrespect. I'm not tolerating that. And I don't want to have to block you. I don't want to have to block you from the channel. I want you to have the benefit of being able to see the channel. I want you to have the benefit of getting this good information. I ain't got to like you to know that you're entitled to the good information, but I don't want to talk to you at all. At all. And I mean that. And I don't care if it seems harsh. You deserve it. Hey, Michelle's hubby. How you doing? You and the Nerd Herd family too. Absolutely, Keisha. It's happening far too often. The excuses are lame. You know, they're doing very paltry investigations and telling us all kinds of stuff. Like the amount of people who, you know, for all these cops who are supposed to be courageous. Incidentally, I was watching a news conference with a police chief in, if I'm not mistaken, it was Broward County, Florida, who fired 8 police officers, including a captain and some sergeants, over a faulty case where they neglected to intervene and go in and save the family. They had the report of whatever was taking place. They said the man who ended up unaliving his wife was walking down the street in the middle of the night with the child, 4-year-old child, barefoot, woman screaming, this, that, the other. The cops stood there and was watching and would not go in and help. The head officer was so angry, he fired all of them. He fired all of them. And then he fired 8, and then another, so it was 21 people reprimanded. He fired 8, and another 13 received suspensions of varying amount of days, this, that. That's how you got to be. And I'm proud to say that that high-ranking police officer was a black man. He said, you got to have courage. You got to have courage, and you got to have, he said, courage and I think grit to do this job. And if you lack the professionalism that this job calls for, you're out of here. And he fired them all. He didn't care. They went through the process. They did what they were supposed to do, but he let them go. I'm very proud of that because anything passes for a cop. I also watched another thing where this police captain had reported a bad officer on the thing. He was reporting him. He was fighting to get him, you know, these little locks that sometimes they pop, the skinny ones, or they just short and then they be hanging. But anyway, he was trying to get this cop off his force because the cop had so many accusations and so many other cops were like now, you know, when the other cops report you, they like, listen here, I'm not working with this joker. He is out of line. What he did to this arrest was not right. He did this, he did that. Even though the other cops would report and say he went too far, he slammed this guy in the head and busted his face open, I'm not working with him. The internal affairs would investigate and say unfounded and let the cops slide. Well, guess what? The captain kept pressing so hard for this cop to be put off. Guess what the city council did? The city council and the city attorney fired the captain. 9 years later, this cop is in the news again. 3 very violent things he did to 3 people that rendered them so hurt and damaged, they had to be hospitalized. Big case open. They're all suing. Now they let him go. Guess what came out? So, you know, they went back and talked to that captain. He said, I kept telling them that this guy was, and he has, they said over the years, he has 20 something or a ton more of cases where he did violence towards people. Guess what came out? Why they didn't want to fire him? Because he had the highest revenue for towing cars in that city. 92% of the budget of the finances that they got from illegally towing cars came from this cop. They said when the cop went on vacation, the revenue of the city went all the way down. They wanted to pay him to come back from vacation. Now, what did that tell you? It tells you they don't care about the civilians. They care about the money. That is disgusting. That is absolutely unequivocally sick. And I don't like these type of things. These things have to stop. Oh, yes. Let me see. Kevin from Laurel Canyon says, Acts 18:9 through 10. One night the Lord spoke to Paul in a vision. Don't be afraid. Keep on speaking. Do not be silent, for I am with you and no one is going to attack and harm you. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you. I needed that word because I'll tell you, I'll be getting attacked. Oh, trust, I'll be getting attacked. Now, it's ironic, and I told you guys that this tooth over here, I ended up losing that tooth because of the bullet. A bullet fragment was over here that ricocheted and was over here. It was leaning on my nerve in this tooth. And for some reason, it shifted, causing me to go into a whole bunch of pain. My face was swollen up and it was so bad. I didn't know what was wrong. We got to the dentist, or we got to the hospital. They said they were able to x-ray my face and they realized that's what it was. What are you doing, Kobe? And then they had to send me for emergency dental surgery. And in that emergency dental surgery, they had to, the bullet was leaning on a nerve. And so they had to give me what is called a pulpectomy. And they take out all the nerve out of the tooth because that was the only way to get it from. They didn't want to try to go in and deal with the bullet fragment. So they instead took all the nerve out of the tooth to prevent the bullet fragment from exacerbating and hurting the nerve again. In doing so, it made the tooth weak, and then the tooth broke and I had to have it extracted. You know what somebody cash at me on the Dopest Nerd the other day? Cash at me $10 and said dentist. This is how nasty This is the nastiness I be dealing with. Okay? This is the nastiness I deal with. But listen, I'm a child of God. I don't sweat it. I don't sweat it. I'll be like, you know what? Then right after that, somebody reached out to, well, one of my girlfriends reached out to me and was like, oh, my son is running for something and you have to vote, and there's a vote that gives them 2 votes for free, but then there's additional votes if you pay. And so that same $10, when the guy tried to be disrespectful and send me and tell me I need to go to the dentist, I take the $10 and pay and buy votes for her son, and her son was high up in the rank and he ended up coming in 2nd place overall. Like, you don't know the attack I'm under. So thank you so much, my love. I appreciate you for that. That was very, very dope. Absolutely. Sorry, guys. Michelle said, Father God, we rebuke the enemy in the mighty name of Yeshua. Yes, indeed. Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ of Nazareth. The blood, the blood, the blood over us all. Hey, Yam J, what's the deal, my love? Hey, Cherie. Little Wilkes. Greetings, Natanya, K-Lig, and the Nerd Herd family. Greetings. Oh, wow. You're in Mississippi, Willie? Willie said, I stay in Mississippi, so prayers for us, and thanks for the insight, because the pic I originally saw looked like a white boy. So I know they're trying to spin things. Oh, absolutely. I saw another picture of him. He had I think the picture you saw where he had a low Caesar. I saw that picture as well. This boy black. I think he's 36, they say. He looks younger to me, but you see that afro? That afro is melanin, baby. That is mama say, mama sa, mama makusa. Now, he might have one white parent, but I guarantee that there is a black man. I knows my people when I see it. But yes, they're trying to diffuse it to take down. Come on, we don't have a history of hearing that white people were lynched. I'm not familiar with it. And, you know, I stay abreast of all things. I consume information like, you know, some people love cake or candy. Keisha said, at Natanya, yes, you do. IDK who? Please don't do that to this woman. Stay silent. Listen, let me tell you something. When I tell you, I don't let these people bother me. My mama will tell you. I grew up, I don't care what nobody say or nobody think. What you think of me is your business. I do not care what nobody think. When people try to think they harming me, my silence be such gold, baby. My silence will make them contemplate all existence. All existence. I just don't have this. Oh, Cherie said, Michelle said, absolutely. My niece just joined the Australian police force. Wow, congratulations. Congratulations to her. We need more good people on the force, people with humanity that care about their fellow man. You know, I told y'all before, the acronym for COP, the word COP is an acronym. They don't spell it with the periods, but it's an acronym for Citizens on Patrol. That means they always call it officer friendly. People within your community patrol the community to protect and preserve life, property, and this, you know, the sanctity of peace in the environment. That's what a cop is, a citizen on patrol. But these people that are policing don't act like citizens. They act like they're better than us and that the laws are for us, but not them. Tahini Coco said, with or without that dang tooth, you still have a beautiful smile. These people crazy. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. Baby, when that $10 came, I was like, dentist? What does that mean? I don't understand. Who's this guy? That thing said dentist. I stopped. I said, oh, ho, you're making fun. All right, thanks. I appreciate it, thanks. But people be hateful out in these streets. Not the least of which is the majority of my emails are pleasant and sweet. But every now and then, baby, every now and then, one will come through and they be saying some crazy stuff. And when, you know, when the colonizer mafia was after us, when the Mayo mafia was after me, they was in the chat putting all kinds of stuff. I was waking up in the middle of the night to notifications, deleting like 17 messages. And, you know, I don't even delete a couple of them I left because I answered them and I gave it to them. Like, listen here, scallywag. If you think you're going to come over here and play this, let me let you know what it's going to be. And, you know, then they be like, oh, you're mean. Oh, I'm mean. You came over here to my page and said nastiness to me. And because I'm a woman of God, you think I don't have that? Listen, I was not always the lovely woman of God I am now. This mouth, baby, ain't not nice. And the fingers is worse. Don't make me. If I have to start typing in the middle of the night because you woke me up, listen here. You think it's going to be sweet, but it ain't. I bet you I said, listen, I have eviscerated some of them so much they never came back. Now, they might be peeking, but they don't jump in that chat. Because I ain't nothing to play with. I'm not nothing to play with at all. Don't think, look, God said the righteous are bold like a lion. And he also said, cry aloud and spare not. And I ain't sparing nobody. You bring your behind over here, thinking you coming with the wickedness, I'm going to let you have it. And it depends on the day. You step on that pinky toe, though, you're going to get it no matter what time it is. God turned that $10 around for good. Yes, Michelle, absolutely. Yes, Yamjay, took a gift of hate and turned it into a good deed for someone else. Absolutely. God turned that $10 around for good. Indeed. And the scripture tells us he will take what is meant for evil and make it for good. The devil is running amok. Absolutely. I said, but this person could be bright and feisty if you come tell me about dentists. Because if you really want to pay for, if there's a dentist watching and they'd like to give me a sponsorship for the Dopest Nerd channel, I would absolutely love to be your patient and be able to display the amazing work that you did on my teeth. It would be for a great cause and it would be phenomenal promotion. Just saying. I keep telling y'all, I ain't frightened for this. I made a video and show all the hole in the tooth. I show you all the space. Listen, I am here. The things I've survived, child. I saw a, matter of fact, let me play this. I sent it to myself because it was so friggin' amazing. I was like, I need to make sure I send this to myself so that I can show it to you guys. It was so amazing. I think it was it on the TikTok or IG? Let's see. Hold on one second. Oh, tell all you just know. Oh, clearly it was probably on either Facebook or I think it was today. Let's see. Perhaps it was this one. No. Oh my, what did I do with it? Crapola. I thought I sent it to myself. I usually do. That's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. I normally said I really wanted to send this to you guys. Let's see. What? It says ABC suspends Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely. Listen. We have a bully in chief in the White House, and the bully in chief. Who are you talking about, Michelle? Me? Oh, are you talking about me? She is amazing, very humble young lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, I'm not going to let these enemies try to make me. Shout out to Michelle for becoming a member. Hey, welcome to the family. You know the official welcome to the Nerd Herd family. You're a cousin now. Let me hold $1. You are official. I mean, you've been official, Michelle, but now you're official. That's right. That old school never leaves, Michael. Oh, it's okay, Michelle. I knew you were a member before. Yeah, listen, Margie said this tongue is a double-edged sword, baby. Don't get called out. Tell them, Fluffy, don't get called out. But yeah, I don't, people, listen, people can't stand the way you enter a room. When you enter a room and you exude confidence and you are intelligent and you're proud and you're self-assured. You don't have any low self-esteem. You walk in, you acknowledge the people in the room, you present yourself. Hey guys, how's it doing? I like your blouse. Hey, how you doing? Oh, that's a cute outfit. And people can't stand you because you're you. People can't stand you because of how much other people love you. People can't stand how self-assured you are when you walk in confidence and the authority of who God called you to be, and you cry aloud and spare not. You allow yourself to be the vessel God has called you to be. Some people can't stand that, and they will do anything within their power to tear you down. Sorry, baby. That level of, oh, woe is me, God didn't give it to me, boo. When he was handing that out, I went to the bathroom or something, baby. I didn't get it. I ain't scared of your words. So come with it now. Listen. I am a woman of God, but listen. I just trace like anybody, you know. Don't play. This mouth ain't always so nice, you know. God's still working on me. I ain't perfect. Perfection is Yeshua. I ain't perfect. So mind yourself, you know, because I'll hurt your feelings. Trust me. As much of a woman of God, I will go and repent to my Father, but I will hurt your feelings. And I'm trying to save people. So, like I said to that person, you know, hold your corner. This ain't the place for you because you ain't got no respect. And you should have thought before you did what you did. You didn't think when you did what you did. You just was like, oh, I'm going to gaslight her. You can't gaslight me. I keep telling y'all, I'm un-F-wittable. You cannot gaslight me. Listen, tell them Right Sound Studio, better stop messing with nice people. They cold-blooded. Please stop, because it's not what you want. This ain't like what they say. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. I'm telling you, it's not. If my mama was here, she'd tell you. If my sisters was here, they'd be like, oh, Lord, don't get her started. Listen, I'm telling you, this ain't what you want. Hey, Zalora, Ocean City. Yes, I was. Thank you. They said Jimmy Kimmel has been indefinitely suspended. Now, listen, this bully in chief is getting everybody fired. He got Colbert fired. Then he got. Did the story disappear? I should have never closed it. Hi, Kobayashi. Kobayashi is here trying to. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing. I'm looking for the story on Jimmy Kimmel, but for some reason, I've come across this guy who is trying to give himself, I guess, some type of man weave, and he is spreading the wig glue on his head with his debit card, with his name and the numbers facing outward. I'm like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? I want to see how this thing pans out. The Jimmy Kimmel story disappeared, but I'm going to find it again. But this is funny. Uh-oh. He's giving himself locks. Oh, Lord. What is this? The man has stick him ear upon him head. Okay, guys. He is putting this on. I promise you, I cannot wait to see how this finishes up. I'm certain Jimmy Kimmel said something in regards to how vile Charlie Kirk was with his rhetoric and his foul tone, and perhaps something to do with chickens coming home to roost. They don't like it. They don't like it. I will sing for y'all one day. Michelle said, sing for us, please, Sister Gal. I will sing for y'all one day. What y'all want me to sing? It was a stormy night. I haven't practiced in a while. You know, the kind where the lightning strikes. And I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends. Ooh, you. The night went on. The night was gone. The peeps was cooling out to the break of dawn. Incense was burning, so I'm feeling right. Hi. You see, I picks my friends like I picks my fruit. My granny told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work to please me because I can't please you. And that's why I do what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree. Do we? And if you don't want to be down with me, then you don't want to pick from my apple tree. I haven't literally like stretched my voice or sang or anything for a while, but that's just a little something. Ooh, look at him. He said he called it a hood set. Look, y'all. This man got himself a whole. Oh Lord, they filing out the head by. But let me find the Jimmy Kimmel story. So apparently Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Well, suspended indefinitely is professional for fired. I just want y'all to know that. So in case you don't know, now you know. Where's that story? Let me search it up. Jimmy Kimmel. It says Jimmy Kimmel, a prominent late-night talk show host, has been suspended indefinitely by ABC after facing backlash for his comments on the recent death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Kirk was shot and killed at Utah Valley University on September 10, 2025. Kimmel has urged Americans to unite against acts of violence and extended condolences to Kirk's family. Okay. However, his comments were met with criticism, particularly from Nexstar Media Group, which owns hundreds of ABC stations, and Brendan Carr, the head of the Federal Communications Commission, the head of the FCC. They said he urged Americans to unite against acts of violence. And the president of the FCC came out too? Something ain't right. So this is Meta AI. Why is Meta AI on my phone? Because I don't want this. ABC suspends Jimmy Kimmel. Well, you can't trust this one because this other one was posted by Latinos for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. I will. They still Latinos for Trump? Like what in the ever loving what? Thank you, y'all. Y'all like my little song? Shout out. That was they say I'm hopeless. Hey, Mocha B, like a penny with a hole in it. I love me some Dion Farris. They say I'm no less than up to my head in it. It's been a minute. I'm a little rusty. I'm going to do my me, and then I will sing for you guys on another day. Hey, thank you, baby. I love you, Mocha. Hey, Dana. Dana said, hey, good evening, Natanya K. Ligon and Nerd Herd. Sorry for being late. Thank you for continually sharing your wise perspective and demonstrating a path towards God. I love being here with you all. Oh, we love you too, boo. We missed you. Glad you made it. Boo. Yes, they fired Jim. You know how many people have been fired over Charlie Kirk? Somebody needs to do a study. There needs to be a study on this. You know how many people lost their job? Listen, I saw one guy today. So he came on, I'm sure it was TikTok. He came on and he was doing like a crying face. He was like, for the person who called my job. And he was like, oh, for the person who called my job and who wrote to my job and said I was talking about Charlie Kirk and that I should be fired. He then popped into his stern face and was like, I own the business. I am such and such. When you sent that letter, it came to my email. Well, apparently this individual must have had OnlyFans or something like that. They went and snipped a part of that and sent it, thinking they were sending it to his boss. They sent it to him. They put They tried to put all this stuff, trying to misappropriate what he said about Charlie Kirk, saying he spoke vile things and you need to fire him. Put the clip of his OnlyFans, his private protected thing, and it was behind a paywall that says you are not allowed to screenshot, screen grab, or use this information anyway. And they took it anyway, and he sent it to him. He said, gotcha, bitch. I'm going to sue you. I got you. You sent it with your email, your phone number, this, that. I have all of your information, your IP address, everything. I'm suing you. I said, look at this. Look at dummies. People are doing all kinds of foolishness in the name of you doing all of this over a man who was vile. Cherie Little Wilkes said, you're right, Natanya. Bully in chief getting a whole lot of people fired from different professions. A lot of people have been terminated over this Charlie Kirk thing. This is insane. I want you to understand that your First Amendment rights as protected by the United States Constitution, you know, that lovely disclaimer I say multiple times during the show, is we are watching it being eroded and ripped apart, okay, in the name of the apprentice orange Cheeto in chief. And this is ridiculous. Listen, I tell y'all there are some shows y'all need to watch. Y'all, if you've never seen Divergent, you need to watch Divergent. You need to watch Divergent. I'm telling you, when I saw that show, I said, this has been made for some reason. They're trying to tell us this is some kind of forecasting. If you're not doing anything later after we get off this live, we're getting ready to get off now. I wish there was more information about the other young man, Corey Zukatis. I wish there was more information about you. I would definitely tell your story, and I'm going to look to see if I find additional information about you. They just left it as you were homeless. I am sorry. May you both, may Trey Reed and Corey Zukatis rest in peace. You did not deserve it. May you have arrived at the gates of heaven and been greeted by smiles and warm hugs, extended arms, and the Most High God saying, good and faithful servant, job well done. Come and rest. You did not deserve this. This is reprehensible. This is disgusting. And we know it is a direct correlation between the death threats and the threats of harm that went to the campuses of the HBCUs the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, how all those campuses were locked down. 11 schools were locked down. And then all of a sudden, these two gentlemen lose it. Kobe? What you got over there? These two gentlemen lose their life. No one is going to tell me that there is not a correlation. We know, because as soon as you did all these threats on the other campuses and they were locked down, how did this young man end up on a campus of a college? I don't know that Delta Valley or Delta State is a HBCU. I've never even heard of it before. So I'm assuming that it's a PWI. And because all the HBCUs were on lockdown, you got somebody wherever you could get them. And it's disgusting. And I'm not shocked for 1 minute that it's in Mississippi, and no disrespect to the residents of Mississippi. I'm just very sorry that your state has this unbelievable history of disgusting, vile behavior. Oh, Haitian Reggie said, standing ovation for the diversion to the man doing his hair. It's too funny. It was hilarious. I just was looking for Jimmy Kimmel, and I see this guy sticking. He was rubbing the wig glue on his head with his debit card with the number and name facing outwards. I'm like, dude, your hair won't stick, but baby, your pay gonna be gone before you finish the video. I don't even know that he noticed that. My God. Hopefully it was an old debit card or something, but still, it's not even wise to put there's hackers out there that can get all your information just by letting off one piece of your information. We see what showing your information on the internet can do. Remember, Pop Smoke, just because they were, there was a song, there was a bar in a rap song back in the days by Mace. He said, nickel nine nickel, floss, you die quicker. Turn Cristal into a crooked eye sipper. I know I'm a woman of God, but I'm a hip hop queen girl. I know the music, I just quote. Anyhow, he said, floss, you die quicker. And that has been realer than real since back then. I'm not saying you can't stunt a little, but this generation goes too far. And I'm not blaming the victim, but from a simple thing of Pop Smoke in the car with his friend, showing off what they got and, holding the phone brick and the money. And that one shot where he was holding the bag He was holding a bag with a gift just like this, and the people saw the address where the gift was dropped off on the screen. That little shot of the address, and they ran up in that house and took his life that night from seeing something online. Y'all got to be careful what y'all sharing online. Be very careful. Joy to the World said, I wonder what they singing about him now. Hello? Okay. Lori said, Leilani said, you mentioned a hot topic, so they're trying to listen to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Asheo, indeed. Indeed. They're going to come listen. Do I sing in church? Do you sing in church, Natanya? Incredible, and thank you so much. Mocha, welcome. Listen, let me tell you something. My mother always said, back in the days when I was actively pursuing a record deal, my mother said, you are supposed to be singing for the Lord. You are supposed to be, she wanted me to go in the gospel. But here's the deal about that. The gospel industry, baby, got more mess than mainstream music, honey. The gospel industry is a whole entire mess. And God is not the author of confusion, and that ain't my assignment. So I just sing for the Lord in my own way. But no, I used to do a lot of open mics. Like I said, I have you guys know, Kaylee, do me a favor, baby, put the link in the chat for the song. I had a song out that was on the radio back in the days, like 94, a long time ago, with the rapper. I did a lot of features with rappers, and this is the one that was released. And I think there were a couple of other ones that did like regional numbers. But this one was released and it did bigger numbers. It's on YouTube. Kaylee, put How It's Going Down with L Swift. Put that in the chat when you get a minute, sugar. And we ain't gonna keep it long, guys. Jimmy Kimmel fired Kaylee. Look at the headmaster. Y'all show some love to your girl, the headmaster. She didn't put the link in the chat so you can read the article. This is crazy. You know how many people have lost their job now because of listen, over the years, Jimmy Kimmel has said some controversial things. Charlie Kirk, this too close. Look, he eyes close, too close, like the ant on the Pink Panther. My daughter said he got gums for life. I never noticed the gums, but he said he got mad gums and short teeth. The forehead, he's giving Beavis and Butthead. No disrespect. He looked like Beavis and Butthead to me. The one with the he looks like Beavis, whichever one. Look at Beavis and Butthead. One of them you will see he look like Charlie Cook. If you think I'm lying, go check. Keisha said, I'm back, girl. I just heard Natanya singing. I had to take a phone call. You heard me singing, Keisha? Keisha said, I heard her singing, girl. I love when she sings. I'm going to sing, like sing one day for you. I think I'll probably load a couple of singing. They go to link for Divergent, guys. Please copy this link. Take this link right now and put, or go on your Prime or whatever, Netflix or whatever you have, and look up Divergent. Watch that movie. I feel within it beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is what is going to happen to our world. This is what they want to happen. Anybody who's sitting here like, yeah, in 10 years, I'm going to, the joke is on you, or they better try and find somewhere to go. I have a thing with a woman that says, I wonder if I could show that one for you guys. I cannot believe that this Jimmy Kimmel thing. Well, he had already done it. He had already done it to Colbert. This is what's his Colbert before what's his name? He did it before Charlie Kirk passed away. And Colbert been ripping him a new one ever since, honey. He got that freedom now. Ain't nothing like when you get your freedom papers, baby. You don't have nothing to fear, so you just go off. Let's see. I'm going to send this. I wonder if I can send this to... Oh, it's from Treads. I don't know if it'll show. Do I have Treads on my thing? Let me copy it. Let's see if I can play this on... Oh. I'm going to see if I can play this right now. Let's see. Let me see if it'll come up on my computer. I want to play this for y'all because, whoo, child. Did it? No. It's not coming up. I think it's because it's on Treads and you got to have Treads on your computer and all that stuff. And I don't. So, I love you guys so much. I love you guys. Oh, yes. Keisha said Divergent was that movie, baby. Yes, it was. And when y'all watch Divergent, you're going to tell me that's one of your homeworks. Come back and tell me what group you think I belong to. It's broken into groups. Tell me which group you think I belong to. Baby, I know what group I belong to. I think y'all, when you watch the movie, you'll know what group I belong to as well. There you go. People think because we saved, we soft. Tell them, Keisha. Just because we saved don't mean we soft, baby. Ain't never that. Never. This is a choice. We make a choice to not engage with the foolishness of the world, but never believe for 1 second that we soft, because that ain't my assignment. God ain't called me to be no shrinking violet. That's not my assignment. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that he's fired over this guy. I mean, there have been times Butthead has the braces. Okay, Right Sound said Butthead has the braces. Y'all know which one Charlie Kirk looked like. Hey, Lavelle, how are you? Hey, here we go, guys. Anyone who wants to know the song that I made, it's How It's Going Down with L Swift. Y'all look it up. Kayla put it in the chat. They will target anybody. And here's the thing. I heard the guy from the radio station while I was in the car. He said they have made a flyer and issued the flyer for his service. It's going to be at, I guess, the Staples Center. But then they said they got his wife on the side of the flyer, like, you know, and also coming to the show is such and such, like a featured speaker, but on the side. Trump and all them in the middle. This is the woman's husband. Like, what they are pimping. Listen, they are pimping. I saw a video today. I'm going to find it when I do the updates, the Charlie Kurtz updates video, because let me tell you something. There are a lot of fishy things. First of all, I know you guys have heard talk about the gentleman who had on the baseball cap. He was in the white t-shirt. He had the baseball cap, and there was a guy beside him. And so the guy with the baseball cap was doing this and doing all this little hand movements, like an umpire doing all these secret codes. And then the guy in the black beside him was rubbing his arm and doing some other hand movements. And then right after that, Charlie Kirk got shot. But what you may not have seen. Yes, Mocha B, the ant on the Pink Panther. You know how that ant, his eyes is too close together? That's how Charlie Kirk eyes was, too close together. But this guy who was also standing in front of those two gentlemen, and he had his hand under his arm, was holding a gun. If my estimations are correct, that's the man who shot Charlie Kirk. I think they hired that guy and told him to shoot Charlie Kirk, or put it in his head, or MK Ultra'd him, or whatever. They also had another guy behind those guys in the stand. You'll see he lifts up. I think they wanted to make sure they had multiple options, but it was the guy who was standing right under there with Charlie Kirk. He was facing this mid-length gate, and there was a heavy-set gentleman and a woman standing on the other side of the gate, looking at Charlie Kirk. I know they were all in it. Guess how? Because when the guy right here fired the shot underneath his arm at Charlie Kirk behind him, the man and the woman, everybody else starts to jump. The man and the woman didn't react at all. They didn't flinch. When you don't flinch when something go down, it's because you knew already. You had prior knowledge of the event, which is what gives you the stillness. It is the people who don't expect it that flinch. Look at the videos. I also saw another video. There's a guy called, he's a Latino man. He's the body language expert. Listen, he was reviewing a video that he saw. He didn't say where he got it. I'm going to look in his chat and see if he posted where he got the video from so I can play it in its entirety for you, or at least that section. They showed these men under the tent right after Charlie Kirk got shot. This is within 5 minutes of him getting shot. They took his body off to the ambulance to try to get him to the hospital. Within 5 minutes of them not 5 minutes of them getting him out of there, 5 minutes of him getting shot. Another guy is in the stands filming what's happening under the tent. These two guys are under the tent. They walk around, they look up, he points at the camera, they look. This man takes the chair that Charlie Kirk was sitting on, puts it to the back and dismounts the cameras. And then it's not like he wanted the cameras, because not only did he dismount the camera, he took it over to the side and you can see him pulling the whatchamacallit, the scan disc card out of it. And he left the cameras right there. He took the card and stuck it in. I said, too much going on. Not the least of which is this woman pimping her husband's corpse and posting him on. And listen, we live in a different age. Gen Z, Gen knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, millennial, everybody. These people ain't come to play with this internet. Remember, they was born with this techie thing. The woman has her husband with the two hand right there. One hand yellow, one hand pinkish. Or beige. Who did the makeup? Two different Listen, when I tell you these young people on the internet was clocking all the tea. The discolorations in the hand, she there pimping her husband. Just everything was off. When I was watching her speech, baby, that speech, you see that? I always tell y'all about it, that little grin, duping delight. And that's Psych 101. Whenever you see somebody that's supposed to be, my husband was a great man. Duping delight, boo. They're getting over on something. They're delighting on getting over on something, and they think no one knows. Hey, Barbara, they think no one knows. It is bizarre to me when I tell you her speech gave me the friggin' creeps. There you go, right, Sal. She was using war speak in her speech. Who got time to be beat down? Listen, I had women, young women, techie women in the chat saying, look at that French manicure. Who goes and gets a fresh French manicure and a fresh set of nails when their husband gets unalived within 48 hours? This woman had a fresh set of tips. You could sit down and get your nails done after your husband died. My girl was in full beat. And when people are in mourning, they wear black. My girl had on white. She had a picture of Trump on the shelf. She had a 47 hat on the I said, this is two-stage. Oh, yes, I'm going to do that story about David. I'm going to do that story about David and the Tesla. We're going to do that tomorrow. I might have to come on 3 times tomorrow because I got a couple of things I want to talk about. This Charlie Kirk update. But that David Tesla situation, baby, that thing. First, I was like, oh, he was on tour. I'm sure it probably wasn't his. He let one of the people on his team drive it and somebody stole it or what. Baby, the body that was found in the car in advanced state of decomp, as decomposed as the body was, guess what they was able to recognize? She had a matching tattoo to him. Oh, he finished. Stick a fork in David. He's done. Baby, there is a deceased girl, because she was 15, he 20. But she been missing since she was 13. And then I saw a Reddit post that said the cops swept his, I forget what part of California, mansion a few months back, and they said the girl that was hanging around with him, they think her sister was, they think her sister was, if y'all speak Pig Latin, imping pay. Or simping, remove the S and put a P. Her out. Her sister was doing that to her. And that's how she ended up with this cat. And she was there with some other girl, and they said they had a bad situation, a dastardly situation at his house. They started the post that this effing guy is a weirdo. Baby, that body was in. Let me tell you how the Most High God worked, baby. The Most High God said, you might think you get away, but you ain't get away. I will let this body rot, and the piece of skin that would preserve is that tattoo that matches yours, because I'm not letting you get away. Baby, her body was in an advanced, the SD card, advanced state of decomposition. That means your body has begun the process of breaking down and returning to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And even in that advanced state of decomp, guess what God did? He said, this tattoo ain't going to decompose, baby. We gonna leave. That's how his family was able to identify her, from the tattoo. She had a matching tattoo to him. That's how they identified you, with a tattoo matching to the guy who said, not me. Baby, stick a fork in him. He is finito. Baby, to explain that one, oh God, oh God. And then why was your daughter missing? She was 13, and now she's found when she was 15, but she's found unalived in a car that belonged to him. How come your daughter's missing for 2 years? You file a report on thing? Something in this story ain't right. And I heard somebody say the mother's reaction was off. I didn't see it, so I'm going to defer until I have the opportunity to watch it. But I'm about to get off this internet, y'all. I love y'all. Like I said, because this show was about the unfortunate incidences that have occurred in Mississippi with the lynching of 2 Black men, one Trey Reed, one Corey Zukatis. I'm very sorry for the loss of your life. I pray peace, respect, grace, and mercy on the lives of their families and friends and their community. We don't know the day nor the time, the word says, but I pray that the memories and the good times and all of the love and admiration and experiences you shared with them, I pray that the memories envelop you like a warm hug in your time of need. No one should have to endure the indignity of leaving this earth in this manner. God did not call for us to exist and suffer these things. The free will of others is causing harm to those of us who walk according to God's will in his way. And I, for one, am sick of it. I've had enough. I'm so sick of it. And so I want to make sure that on behalf of myself, the dopest nerd, aka Natanya, aka mama of this crew, auntie of this crew, and the Nerd Herd family and the headmaster K-Leg, to the families of the deceased, we want to wish you total condolences. Our love and prayers are with you, and we are sorry for your loss. And I just want to make that clear. It's unfortunate that they had to meet this type of demise. They did not deserve this. And I pray that you have comfort in this time of grief and healing. And grief is not for a moment or a week or a month. It is for a lifetime. And feel allowed to grieve any way you see fit for as long as you need to. Don't allow your grief to be truncated by anybody's words or whatever, the pressures of society. We honor the memory of your loved one, and we thank you for allowing us to report on it. I love you guys. Yeah. Right Sound Studio, you hit the nail on the head. That's what I said. How has that much forethought? Immediately after, unless you're already on it, eliminating evidence, because they were already on it. This was pre-planned. They had decoys and all of that. All these text messages, the FBI is such dummies. Did you hear those text messages they released? Baby, if y'all didn't hear the text messages, please go back and read them text messages. Baby, them text messages read like 40-year-old FBI employee. They don't sound like no 20-nothing-year-old nothing. Perhaps I thought I talk like that. It was ridiculous. The text messages are ridiculous. People was eating them up in the chat. Like, this reads like cop speech. This sounds like an AI script. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, my love, I wanted for you to live a life without no. They might as well have said, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I love thee with the breath and thoughts. Come on. Like, stop playing in our face. No 21-year-old writes like that, especially not no text message. Listen, 20-something-year-olds write truncated words, abbreviations, and acronyms. These people got whole long diatribes, full sentences, not one abbreviation in sight. I said, really? Y'all play too much. Y'all spending all this time making fake text. Oh, my lover, and this and that. My grandfather, ever since 9/11, my father is, ever since something, my father is a diehard MAGA. Your lover would know that already. You wouldn't have to tell your lover that no text message. Like, it's just pure foolishness. Foolishness. And even though it was quote unquote the roommate, they're calling it lover and roommate at the same time. Like, which is it? Ain't nobody calling themselves your roommate if they're just your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It's the foolishness, absolute and utter foolishness. Please watch. Yeah, please watch. It was disgusting. Yes, Keisha. Keisha said, we can see it from here. It was the crying with no tears. Yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I even saw a white lady come out on a post. She looked disheveled. She was a mess. She was like, look, if my husband is unalived in a public forum, or even in private, but in a public forum in front of me and our children and the whole world, I am not going to come looking, and she pointed to Charlie Kirk like this. She said, you will get me like this. And she was disheveled in a mess. She was like, and I will look like this for as long as I need to. But that polished prim, come on, that's not giving. Now, ironically, there was also someone 6 days before Charlie Kirk was shot. Somebody said, Charlie Kirk, 31, died at home in Florida today. That is what the text said 6 days before. So I don't know if this was a fake Charlie Kirk stand-in and he didn't know what was going on, and they sacrificed him to make it look like Charlie Kirk. But perhaps Charlie Kirk had, like, you know, like some black people said, we got to wait for the toxicology report. He might have died of fentanyl, because, you know, that's what he said about George Floyd. He said, oh, he didn't die from being choked out. He died from drugs, from fentanyl. He may have died from fentanyl too. I just know that it's very crazy. Also, September 9th, the day before all of this happened, a book was published on Amazon called The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, saying that Charlie Kirk, 31, was shot and killed at Utah Valley University. And it was published. That means, listen, let me tell you something about publishing a book on Amazon if you have not done it. Amazon has a 3-day period where you publish, and then it goes through this clearinghouse cycle where they put it through all these systems to vet, to make sure it's not counterfeit, this, that, the other, make sure these words. It's a 3-day period prior to your published date. It becomes published, bam, on that date once that 3-day period finishes. That period where they vet the work, it has to sit for 3 days during that vet investigation process. So this book was published on September 6th. Okay? It only became live on September 9th. I published a book on Amazon. I know there's a 3-day period that you have to wait. So somebody made a book and put it out there September 6th. It went through its 3-day period and it came live September 9th, but Charlie Kirk wasn't shot till September 10th, and it forecasted the entire shooting and everything. It reported for everything, and once people started noticing it was taken down. Barbara said, I thought I would never say it, but I wish you were wrong, Natanya. Unfortunately, everything you say makes sense, and the fairy tale that is being fed to us is just a smoke screen. It absolutely is, and I'm so sorry that this reality, that the real deal Holyfield is coming out, and people are having to find out that their government has lied to them and played them for a fool ever since. The government is playing us for a whole fool. It has no love, no respect for us. I promise you. Everything they say is a lie. You see Cash Patel? Now, I say Charlie Kirk was vile. He was vile. Everything out of his mouth was vile, rudeness, slackness. However, he claimed himself to be a Christian fundamentalist. And Cash Patel says, see ya. Don't worry, my friend. We got them on my watch. See you in Valhalla. Now the internet was dragging Cash Patel with that. I want all here. I'm not making fun of nobody. I just telling all here what I see. Go look at Cash Patel. At any given time, this is how he looks. With a 100-yard crackhead stare. I know a junkie when I see one. I know a junkie when I see one. What he said? The crack fiends, the crack fiends, they knocking at my door. I don't know why. I don't sell jumps. What he said? I don't sell jumps. So what they knocking for? Now Wooly Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. I wonder how he got it because I hid him behind the speaker. Head crack, head crack. Listen, baby, that's Cash Patel. I'm telling you. Something in the milk ain't clean, baby. I know that junk is there. I know that junk is there. I know it. I'm telling you, I done seen that junk is there for years. Take a picture. Look at him. That thing, there is a stitched whole playlist of all his crazy stares. How he be staring. It's crazy. You got to see it. I know what that is. I've seen that before. They said she had a matching tattoo with her mother, and they said he got it after the girl passed. But here's the deal. How he got that don't make sense. No, Kelvina. That don't make sense at all. Because the girl is not technically dead. The girl was never technically unalived. They found that girl in his Tesla that was parked on a street in LA for an extended period of time. They said it had sat on that block for a month. You have people that work every day and desperate for a car. The man have a Tesla car. You think you're going to leave your car on the side of the road? How long he was on tour? You leave your car on the side of the road. People want a car. People begging for a car. If somebody would say, you have an extra car. Let me use your car so I could go to work. Somebody would tell them, no, that is my Tuesday car. I only drive that car on Tuesday. I can't let it to you. Please. The car was sitting there for a month. They said one day it got a sticker on it got a ticket on September 3rd. And I think that was the ticket that caused the thing to get towed. They towed it to a police impound lot. And when they towed it to the police impound lot, the people on the lot said, but what's smelling so? It was the unmistakable smell of decomp. When they looked in the hood, which is the trunk of the Tesla, they thought it was a child's body at first because it was cut, decomposed. It was cut up and it was pushed on and wrapped up in all kind of thing and pushed to the back of the thing. And when they got it out, it was the girl. How she get the tattoo after? How he get the tattoo after she passed? Even if she was technically and is technically not supposed to be unalived, she is supposed to be just off somewhere, missing, running away with her friends, whatever. So even if he got it after, why you get a matching tattoo from a girl that you know is gone? What for what? For what? And he made a fool out of himself if he did that because baby, God said, I will let the whole flesh rot down except for this part. You will be caught. You will be caught. Now it does. I said that too when I first heard about it. I said, wait a minute. Is this his Illuminati in jumping in? I don't know. Initiation ritual? I don't know. Because it sounded weird to me. He it's registered to a house in Texas, but it was found in California. He's been on tour. I said, oh, they're trying to set that boy up. Until I went and said, let me go ahead and look at this guy and see what he's looking like. Because I didn't know much about this guy. Then I see all these interviews and stuff when he first made it. And he was telling the same story about how he came to make his own music because he wanted to be a Fortnite streamer. And he was getting a lot of views, but they kept demonetizing his videos because he was using famous songs. And then his mother, he went crying to his mother, Ma, they keep thinking of my videos. And she said, what do you want me to do? Make your own song. And that's why he took his cell phone. He looked up how to make a song on an iPhone. His sister had a walk-in closet. He went in his sister's closet. He put up some noise canceling thing and he started recording in there. And then they said the man got millions and millions a billion streams on one song. He loaded. Now he got an exclusive deal with Fortnite and a whole bunch of his little songs and all that is in Fortnite. So I said, okay, maybe they're trying to teeth away the boy. They Hollywood is like that. They're going to try to steal your essence. Maybe they're trying to drag him in, whatever. But then things started not making sense. I look at his videos. He looked one way. I go back after this thing happened. The boy have blonde hair, black fingernails, all kind of thing. He looked totally, I said, uh-oh, they got him. They got him. So I said, this must be some kind of ritual initiation, something. But as the story came out, I said, no, it's not a baby. Because I was like, a baby? So where is the mother for the missing baby? Now, as the story went further and further, we come to know it's a young lady, 15. But why, if you were been missing from your mother's house since you was 13, how you get to be with this boy, with this man, because she 15, he's 20. He just turned 20. Why is your 15-year-old daughter with a 20-year-old? Somebody answer me that. Yeah, he is done, dada. Baby, matching tattoos? Honey, if there was a way, oh, listen, a girl put duping delight in the chat, but listen, I'm not gonna stay long. I'm coming off now. I love you guys. I wish we had more information on Corey Zukatis. I just feel like, you know, they left him in the lurch. I don't like that. I agree. She was putting on an act. It did not seem like a grieving widow at all to me. Yeah. Crazy world we're living in. Absolutely. And yes, Margie, it is spiritual warfare, boo. You hit it right on the head. The Lord bring comfort and peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. This girl's speech was not very, it wasn't giving, it wasn't giving grieving widow at all. It was giving, I'm doing a rally cry. And she's like, go ahead and sign up for Turning Point. You recruiting new members while you talking about your husband that ain't even been cold for 48 hours? Nah, man. No. There will be time for recruitment. Not now. You stopped in the middle of talking. That's what, listen. We are not all the same. There is no way. I'm grieving my husband in such a tragic loss, and I'm doing a recruitment all call? Nah, man. Less than 48 hours? Boy. When I saw that, I say, yeah, some people is definitely different. Different. It's a totally different thing. I never hear or see of such things in my life. It was definitely given fake. Absolutely. No. You said you saw that with Amazon. You can't backdate this book. This book was posted. Somebody posted it on the 9th and said, yo, there is a whole thing on, I forget which social it was, TikTok. And they say you cannot alter the date of a TikTok. TikTok, the date it went in is the date. Somebody put on TikTok, yo, who put this book about Charlie Kirk up on the 9th? They posted that on the 9th. No, you can't. That backdating of the book, that thing was up on the 9th. And the crazy thing is, people are now trying to say the person who's listed as the writer, and they put a black face, they said it was AI. Child, I don't know, I don't know, but something in the milk ain't clean at all, boy. Something sung in really crazy. It's just too, look at this. Can you remember a time where we just sat in front of the news after a long day with our parents, and the news said the sky is blue, rain is wet, and cows go moo, and we was like, yup, everything they said, yup, that's true. And we believed everything they said. Like hook, line, and sinker, we believed it all because they said it on the news, it was true. Baby. Until God opened my eyes and I started to see, and I started to say, that don't sound right. But I'm going to tell you something. My stepdad, the incomparable Lester, my stepdad, shout out to my stepdad, may you continue to rest in peace. He said, he used to be like, turn that idiot box off. Turn off that, he used to call the television the idiot box. Y'all don't need to sit in front of the idiot box. It's going to turn your brain into mush. Go read a book. Go outside, something. Don't be watching no idiot box. You'll turn into an idiot. I promise you, he was not an advocate of the television. He said, you can't trust them. They're telling you, he said, it's the television. This is what he said all the time. And he was right. My ancestors was right. My grandmother used to say, oh God, don't use the microwave. It will give you cancer. It would poison you and all kind of stuff. My grandmother ain't heating nothing in no microwave, girl. And I'm going to tell you something. All the stuff that they taught us and we thought, oh, that's old fashioned. They were right. Oh, yes, K-Leg. It's giving Harvey Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald and the grassy knoll. Yes, it is absolutely. Yeah, Cat, listen, baby. Our girl, Jasmine Crockett, dry roasted him today, honey. She gave a speech. She said, you are unequivocally the worst, least qualified FBI director in the history of all of the FBI. She dry roasted his butt. She dry roasted him so bad. He spent all day arguing back with Congress, saying all these smart little things and trying to get all crunk and yelling at them. Baby, when Jasmine Crockett spoke, he sat there like a little boy tucked his tail like. It took another Republican to say, well, after my colleague spoke, I want to say, and he called himself reading off some attributes of Kash Patel. He was this and he was that and he was that, and I'd say he's pretty qualified. Kash Patel wouldn't even, they said, would you like to defend yourself? Then another Republican spoke afterwards and said, after my colleague gave that very award-winning, Academy Award-winning statement, I'll ask you, Chairman Patel, would you like to defend yourself? You can take some of my time to defend yourself. Kash Patel sat there with his tail tucked between his legs like a little boy and shut his mouth and be quiet. I said, baby. He said, he know not to come after. He said, no, baby. What we're not going to do is mess with this feminine melanin. You don't want it. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. Michelle said, please, does anybody know what guy? What's what guy's name? What's the guy from where, Michelle? Tell me. I'll tell his name. The second guy I was talking about, the guy that they said was homeless and we didn't know much information, that's Corey Zukatis. Unless I was speaking about somebody else. Oh, you're talking about David, the singer. D4VD. His name is spelled D with the number 4, which is supposed to be the letter A, D and VD. So it's David or David. But he spells it in that creative way with the Tesla. And let me tell y'all one thing about a Tesla, baby. There was a very big case in New York where it was a inner city neighborhood, but this white guy he wanted to live in town. He got an apartment in that neighborhood, and every night he would come and he would park his Tesla in the same spot, pretty close to his house. He wanted to be able to have his car relatively close to where he lived. And these guys used to hang on the corner. The corner boys hang on the corner. He parked his car. They were standing right next to his car. Sometimes they would sit on his car and they was talking all they bitch. Yeah, we got to go get so and get this and that and do this and that. And we got to give a bag to this one and that one and all that. And then all of a sudden this big drug bust came and they busted the whole corner. They knew everything. And crime was happening. Like some people got taken out because it was like, oh, it must be this one. He's a snitch. That one is a snitch. How they know everything? How they know all our stuff? Guess how they knew everything that was happening with the drug syndicate? They were sitting on a Tesla. The Tesla records when the car is off or on. It records everything. So whether it was David or somebody else, they're not going to be able to hide. A Tesla is always recording. Let me tell you how deep it is with a Tesla. You could be driving down a street. A Tesla has sensory, these sensors on it that will denote the presence of energy, human energy. You will be driving in a cemetery and the Tesla screen got 4 and 5 people right there and you looking out the window and there's nobody there. Okay? Something about that Tesla, something about Elon Musk, something about the time travelers. Is a time traveling car. It's something. Listen, everything that happens is recorded inside and out on video and audio by a Tesla. That car could be lock off, night, you in the house down the block. That Tesla is recording. They recorded everything those hustlers said and busted the entire drug syndicate. The whole thing. So there's that. So whoever it is, chop up the gill and put the gill body in the car. There is no hiding. That Tesla has a record of it all. And it will come out. So for those of you who commit crimes or you sit outside next to Teslas, mine. Because baby, or you drive a Tesla and you talking all kind of thing about who zooming who and this, that, it's all on record. Elon Musk got all that. Here goes the link that K-Leg put in the chat. Decomposing body found in David's Tesla. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Kat said, hey, Natanya. Hey, beautiful nerd. Her just catching up. Amazing replay game. Okay, guys. Thank you, baby. How you doing, Kat? Listen, guys, I'll go get off the line. The headmaster is cracking her whip, and I don't want to get no 40 lashes tonight. I love you guys, too. Until we meet again, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Tomorrow, please God, I will see Olia again. I love y'all. Be well. Hug your loved ones and have the tough discussions. You need to, if your children are in college, although they are now the definition of an adult, legally consenting adult, they have reached the age of maturity in this yet to be United States of America. Make sure you have a power of attorney and a durable medical power of attorney on them. In the event anything happens while they're at college, especially if your child is an athlete, things happen to young men at college as athletes. They get a bad head thing, and next thing you know, they're paralyzed, and the college is doing what they want to do because you don't have the right to make the decision for your child. Yes, they will fight you on that. You see the young man of last year, he was whatever happened and he got injured on the football field, and the parents, and they was the college was letting the hospital take the boy off life support, and the father was like, no, you're gonna fight for my child. He was in there giving him life support. They was trying to call the cops on him. Listen to me. If you know what I know, make sure you have a durable medical power of attorney and a financial power of attorney in the event that your children undergo some egregious situation while away from home. You have the right to have a say and determine what happens in their medical care, please, and to advocate for them. I mean this with my heart and soul. Yeah, there's a lot of brainwashing going on. There's a lot of brainwashing going on. There's evil is afoot. Tell them, Kat. Evil is definitely afoot. Okay. Kayla says she's gathering links. I'm going to wait. Yeah, Tesla's, baby. Red flag, boo-boo. I keep telling people. I know people like, oh, I'm going to get a Tesla. Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. Go and get a Tesla. And now you see he got his own, he got his own AI, Grok. Hey. Yamjay said, I just saw a woman's baby get locked in a Tesla about 20 to 30 minutes. The Tesla was recording the woman banging on the window trying to get her baby. Listen. And could you imagine? Could you imagine? But also, I remember this famous jeweler. Oh, Elon Musk was mad at him. There was this famous black jeweler. He made Elon Musk some kind of piece of jewelry, some fire piece of jewelry, make him hip and cool and down. And he, in exchange, he gave the jeweler a Tesla, custom out Tesla. The jeweler went to pick up his child from school and got locked in the Tesla in front of the child's school. Could not get out. He was screaming, texting, tweeting. Somebody called Elon Musk. He was burning hot. The car was hot. Y'all saw Michelle and Barack movie, Leave the World Behind. You didn't see all them Teslas piled, stuck together, crashed into each other on the highway, blocking the highway? That was a sign, you know. Remember, life imitates art and art imitates life. You never know which one is which. Don't take no chances. You want to drive a Tesla, you're playing with your life. Anything that could drive you on its own and they don't need you, because then what is a driver's license for if the car going to drive you? I don't trust none of that. I don't trust none of that. Y'all too dependent on technology, and you have too much trust in technology. I feel like there's a spirit in technology. I feel like, especially things in Wi-Fi, things that come over Wi-Fi waves, there's a spirit. Listen, I could do all kind of things in here. My dog is not bothered. You see, if I Wi-Fi print something to my printer, my dog goes berserk. I don't care if we upstairs. As soon as I press print on my phone and send the document to the printer, my dog could be upstairs laying down. So he'd be like, he goes berserk over the printer. Berserk. I'm telling y'all, something about the Wi-Fi, something about technology. You saw two children in a gymnastics parking lot in a Tesla alone. I was like, oh, this is acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all, K-Leg. I don't know why people think that that's okay. What? Keisha said exactly. A man was in another country and the Tesla alerted him his home was totally engulfed in flames. What? Okay, love you too, cat baby. Yes, y'all, we gonna get off these internets. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We're not doing. Oh, yes, here, K-Leg, put the durable power of attorney, healthcare, and finances. Please, guys, get this document, copy this, and put it in your you know, your bulletin board or whatever, wherever you just put your things. Please copy this. Kaylee is putting all the, she put the behavioral in the chat. Please get these links, guys. Okay, she says she got all the links in the chat. Mocha B said, I believe technology is heavy in the realm of the ushering in of the Antichrist. Absolutely. I believe that wholeheartedly. That's my Nisi Poo. I believe that wholeheartedly. It is something to do with the ushering of the Antichrist. I believe it. Watch the video of the guy asking Chat GPT all kinds of questions. Oh yeah, AI says, is that the one part of my friendship where he's like, if you can't answer, just say perhaps or something like that, and then AI is always like, perhaps. Yeah, be careful. But Olia, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, on behalf of myself, Natanya, aka the Dopest Nerd, the Dopest Dog, Kobayashi, the headmaster, K-Lig herself. Be sure to send a love offering to K-Lig, $ KAYLIGG. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Oh, okay. That behavioral arts is the Hispanic guy that had the episode with he's the body language expert, and he had the episode with them taking down, I believe this is the episode of them taking down the camera out of the tent 5 minutes after Charlie Kirk got killed. 5 minutes. Absolute insane. If that doesn't smell like cover up, I don't know. But Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Tomorrow, please God, I will see all that. I love y'all. Be well. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Literally and figuratively. And until we see each other again.